Hello, yogis. So, yoga in Sanskrit is called Hasna Yoga. And so, if you have not experienced laughter yoga before, it is fantastic practice, highly beneficial for you in many, many ways. And I would like to also share that it is not traditional yoga. We are not doing downward dog, we're not doing upward cobra. So we're not doing hatha yoga, we're not doing vinyasa, we're not doing yin yoga. It is different to those practices. And so what's involved in a laughter yoga class is we're doing laughter yoga exercises to make you laugh, to create simulated laughter. And we're doing clapping, chanting, and breathing. It's very important. We're breathing, we're taking pauses during our exercise routine. And so I get asked a few times, like, why would I come to a laughter yoga class when I could just go to a comedy show? Why I can just put on a funny movie. And so when you go to a good comedian, their goal, and this is a good comedian, is to make you laugh for 3 seconds every 30 seconds. And if you notice, the average person, when they laugh, they're only laughing for about 3 seconds. It's very rare for them to find something hysterical to laugh in. So that is the goal of a comedian. So in 30 minutes, when you go and watch a good comedian, in 30 minutes, you're laughing for a total of 3 minutes. When we do laughter yoga, we're laughing for a total of 21 minutes in the span of 30 minutes. So it's 7 times the amount of laughter that you would get compared to going to a comedian. So it's huge, huge. Now, what is also important is that for us to get real big benefits from the laughter, we need to be laughing for longer than 10 minutes. And science is backing this. It says that when we laugh whole and heartedly for more than 10 minutes, we have psychological benefits that change, transformational, emotional transformations that shift in your body. Your energy really transforms. And it needs to be longer than 10 minutes for you to get those huge benefits: mental, emotional, spiritual, and psychological. And so when you go to a comedian, even if it's 1 hour, it's not going to make enough laughter for you. So it needs to be longer than 10 minutes. And this is where laughter yoga is truly powerful and transformative and has incredible health benefits when you practice. And so in the laughter yoga class, we use laughter exercises, and they're basic exercises, and sometimes they're very funny exercises. But simply we're just using the sound of our voice and movement in the way that we would normally move our body when we would laugh, and the sounds that we would normally make when we would laugh. And you'll notice that this very, very quickly, this simulated laughter becomes real, contagious, and authentic laughter very, very fast, especially when you're in a group dynamic, because when you're making eye contact with people, you're close to each other, you're seeing their body language, their facial expressions, it starts to become very, very hilarious. And it can get super hysterical, and people cry because they're feeling that much joy. They're crying because they get an emotional release. They're finally feeling free from their ego, free from their mind. So it's such a beautiful practice. And the benefits are phenomenal. If you want higher brain function, if you want to be more confident, if you want your immune system to be stronger, if you want your body to regulate oxygen better, if you want to expand your lungs and be able to bring in more oxygen and clear out stale oxygen, this is where laughter yoga is very powerful. And so I also hear people ask, is it a bit forced? Like, are we forcing the laughter? It's not good to force. And when we do anything, whether it's breath work, whether we go to the gym, whether we do an exercise routine, whether it's doing yoga, there's always going to be an initial resistance to doing that exercise, right? So initially we're not going to want to do it. It might seem a little bit forced. Like every time I start a heavy breath work routine, I initially don't want to do it. So it starts off with a little bit of force before it becomes momentum. Same when I go to the gym. I don't, the first 5 or 10 minutes, I don't really want to be there. It does feel a bit forced. But then after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, this momentum builds and I really start to enjoy being at the gym. I start to enjoy the breath work. I start to enjoy the yoga routine. But initially, there's always going to be that little resistance. And this is where it's not forced. We're just simulating it. We're enabling laughter. We're not forcing it. And you can enable your laughter at any time that you want. It's just a sound, it's a body movement. And once we build that momentum, we start to build this beautiful positive energy. So if you haven't experienced laughter yoga before, I would highly recommend it. I've had amazing feedback, and of course I love it because I practice it and I see the benefits in it. And I think a lot of this world right now can get quite serious. And I think even in the spiritual communities, when people are practicing spirituality, it can get a bit serious as well. And of course, there needs to be respect and discipline when practicing meditation or these certain modalities. But I've seen in myself that I have gotten quite serious when it comes to not just practicing spirituality, but just in life in general, in regards to coming into contact with other humans, in regards to just the way I see the world. So laughter yoga can really help with your relationships. It can help you to engage and be more positive with people around you. And it can just help you to see that life isn't always that bad and that serious, that there's actually humor always around you. There's joy around you. We just have to connect to that vibration of joy. Because essentially joy is your true nature. Joy is not an experience. Happiness is an experience, but joy is who you are. So this is what we're doing. We're unveiling, we're enabling us to be in joy. And that's why it's an enjoyable experience. So I'd love to see you there. If you are interested, send me a message, and I would love to laugh with you all. So have a lovely day.